Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lex, and I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider supporting the channel by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. It helps to get the videos out there and it inspires me to keep creating. Thank you guys so much for subscribing again. You guys have really been running up the numbers. These last couple of videos you guys have been watching, you've been interacting. It is awesome. So I just want to thank you guys. And if look, this is a weird recording setup. I'm in New York. I'm literally standing because this hotel room is weird and it doesn't have that many good recording spots. This was also a really short and kind of not much happened in this episode, so we probably aren't going to be here for long. So anyway, let's jump into it. Let's talk about the episode. There's not a whole lot. I'm a completionist, so that's why I'm doing this recap, but low-key I was like, should I totally forgot to mention that this is season 7 of Love Island, episode 28. So let's jump into it. So we're going to start off with the beginning of the episode. We start off with post-dumping. Amaya is sobbing yet again. If there's one thing Amaya is going to do, is that she's going to cry. So Iris, for her, she's kind of like, oh my God, I feel like I was finally at a point with TJ where I felt like we had it locked in. I felt like everything was great. I'm really at a place where I don't want to have to do this again. I don't want to have to restart everything.
You guys have felt, you know? I don't want to redo this again. Like, how am I supposed to be like, oh.
And girl, we're in the last week. We are literally in the last week. None of y'all are in real couples in the first place, so it doesn't even matter on that level. Let's be honest here. None of y'all are in anything that is long lasting. The craziest work is that I feel like the realest couple in here is Taylor and Clark, so that's just my take. So Shelly is letting them know, or letting Iris know, oh my God, you have us with you. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, Shelly, but y'all sent TJ home. And a few of y'all in the comments on my last video were like, why does nobody care about TJ? I'm sorry. TJ was boring to me. TJ and Iris were very boring to me. I'm not going to lie. I'm not even going to pretend like I really remembered about them like that. So that's why I didn't really mention it. But Clark and Taylor.
But ever since I've been caught up with you, I've been genuinely like the most happiest I've been.
Thank you.
So for Taylor, he is just really grateful that he is here. He is also really grateful that Clark was not in the bottom, because he knows that all of this mess and situation with Landria could have potentially also put her in danger. So at this point, Clark is just reassuring, or Taylor, let's say, is reassuring Clark that he's super happy. This is the happiest he's ever been. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I am buying this couple. I understand we like Landria, and because of that, by default, we want to be like, oh my God, it's bad. It's not real. It's fake. I'm going to keep it real with you. I see the sparks. Am I saying that they're going to go on forever? Am I saying that they're going to be, you know what I mean? I have no idea. But I feel like I do genuinely see sparks with them, and I do buy their relationship. So at least for me, hey, I'm happy. I'm happy for the two of them for now. And I am happy that Clark is here, because as I said in my last video, I don't really think Clark deserves the smoke that she's getting. I don't feel like she did anything wrong just for being a Casa girl and making a connection. Again, I think the person in the wrong here was Taylor, mostly just for the fact that he was not honest. So that's kind of my take on it. So Shelly and Ace.
I'm looking back at the categories. It was like most genuine, trustworthy. It was just like, damn, this was y'all thing. Like,
that was what the most important thing.
At this point, Ace is really trying to figure out whether or not Shelly sees him differently. Ace is definitely feeling like his ego is bruised being at the bottom, and both of the two of them are just sort of like, wow, I hope you don't think I'm this way. I hope I don't think I'm this way. I don't think that the Islanders look at me this way. You can definitely tell it was a shock to both of their egos that they were so at the bottom of this competition. And all I really have to say to that, guys, is I don't know. I think people think that maybe the relationship you have going on is a little bit fraudulent. It's giving a little bit, I don't know. It's giving a little bit game player. That's just my take. Ilan and Chris have a conversation, and for Ilan, he says that he would be interested in Iris if she actually was going to be open, but at this point, he's just not really sure. And I'm sorry, Ilan, I think you are cooked. We know that there is a recoupling or a dumping on Sunday, I believe, and it just looks like Ilan is going to unfortunately be the person that is going to be going home. So nighttime rolls around, and once again, Alondria is really feeling some type of way about Sierra voting for Taylor. By the way, just want to put out there, I am aware of the racial slurs that Alondria, I'm so sorry, that Sierra used towards the Asian community. And I just want to say, I stand in solidarity with y'all. I think Sierra absolutely should be going home for that. And I do not support that language in the same way that Ulissa was removed for using slurs against the Black community or Black people. Y'all, sorry. Hotel room. Sierra should absolutely be removed as well. I do not condone it. I do not support it. I don't think it is okay to brush over that. And I want to be very, very clear with that. I was under the impression that she was going to be removed from the house because we got a ghost edit for her. But it seems like this episode, the producers lathered her on so thick. And I just feel like we can't pick and choose when racism is okay. Slurs of any kind towards any communities are not okay. So I just wanted to take a second to say that because I really didn't like that the producers left Sierra, and I genuinely thought we were going to get a Sierra's gone type of thing. And I saw all those reports saying that they were having crisis meetings, the producers trying to figure it out. It doesn't matter. She should not be here. But Sierra does come inside and apologize to Alondria. She admits what we obviously all knew, that Nick would be devastated if Taylor went home, so that's why she made the decision she made. So morning time rolls around. Shelly decides that she wants to make breakfast for Ace this morning because she feels like he had a lot on his mind, and she could really tell that the game really got him very upset. And also, all of the guys are making crepes for all the girls, and they're just having a lot of fun there. I guess they're just trying to lighten the mood. So Pepe and Iris, they have a conversation, and at this point Iris is like, damn, I feel like I could really feel how you felt when Hannah left. I really relate and empathize. And yeah, of course these two are going to pair up, because what are they going to do? It's either pair up or go home. We're at a point in the competition where people got to pair up or they got to go home. So Chris and Huda, they have this conversation that I guess is supposed to be a little bit deep. Chris basically talks about how right now he's across the world from everything he knows. He plays ball, and he's also a little bit concerned about what his future looks like, where that's all going to go. So for him, just the thought of kind of everything and how it's going to work out is making him a little bit emotional. Huda tells him, hey, look, let it out. It's okay to cry. You don't have to be holding all of your emotions in. There was even a point in my life where I was broke AF, in her words, with her daughter, but she knew that better was coming. So essentially, she's just trying to motivate him and tell him, hey, you can talk to me, whatever. For Chris, he says that he does like that he and Huda have this dynamic where she can calm him down, he can calm her down. He does really appreciate the advice and the kind words from her. And again, do I think Chris and Huda, I see them going forever and beyond? I don't necessarily, but I do think in the villa they are a fair match for each other. I think that Chris can match a lot of the energy that Huda provides, and because of that, I think they'll at least make it through the villa, despite how we may feel about that whole circumstance. Nick and Brian are talking, and Brian realizes at this point that he is feeling Amaya. He keeps saying this phrase throughout the whole episode, that he feels like all of the things that her previous connections have seen as cons, he is definitely starting to see as pros. He can match the energy that she has. He's used to dealing with a Latina woman, all of these different things. So again, these two, I guess, are going to link. I guess Brian is going to explore that. Meanwhile, Amaya is checking in with Clark and making sure that she feels okay. She relates to her because she knows how it feels to have so many people in the villa have these opinions of you, and America having certain opinions while you're actually trying to prove who you are. And again, if there's one thing about Amaya I'ma say, is she is a true girl's girl. Okay, I know you all know I don't like that term girl's girl, but if we are talking about girls, Amaya is a girl's girl. That is what a girl's girl is. It's checking up on everybody. and being there for everyone. And I think Amaya, we have seen across the board, she is literally there for every single girl in there. So anyway, Shelly and Ace, they do have their little breakfast once again.
A lot.
Thank you.
Of course.
Really a lot, honestly.
Finally eat.
Yeah.
Shelly, she wants to make sure that Ace feels good, and Ace knows and understands that she doesn't look at him any differently. At this point, she says in the confessional that she loves Ace. Well, she said, I don't love him, but I have love for him. And they kiss it out. Again, I guess this episode, all of the couples are trying to be couples. I think once again, they see us saying that there ain't no real couples. So they wanted us to see in this episode that we have couples. Okay. But anyways, they get a text and they are going to play this game called Crashing Out. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, this game was not that entertaining. There was not a whole lot said. They have to run through this wall, but one of the walls is going to open into a ball pit, and the other wall, you crash into it and you just fall back and you jump through. They have to do this whole obstacle course, play each other with slime. You know, they're always slimy and nasty. And then they have to give one moment where they crashed out. So we start off with Nick. Nick says that for him, he crashed out when he left the villa, and the girl that he chooses to kiss at the end of the competition is, of course, Sierra. Next, Taylor and Ace. So they go together. Now, he says he chose him because he helped him plan out dates and they held down the bottom spots in the previous game. And I'm like, interesting how he said he helped him plan out dates. Anyway, so for Taylor, he said he crashed out when he had to twerk for Meg Thee Stallion, and he chooses Clark, of course, for a kiss. Next up, we have Ace and Alondria. He chose Alondria because he felt like Alondria deserves to have some fun today, and he feels like he is the perfect person to do that. So Ace said he crashed out when his dog Nick left the villa, and he chooses, of course, to kiss Shelly. Next up, we have Zach and Amaya, and Zach is the switch up is crazy. A lot of y'all clock this in the comments. I saw a lot of people clocking this in other YouTube videos. Y'all clocked that Zach was going to move completely differently once he realized that Amaya is actually very well loved and very popular in the villa. And that is exactly what we saw today. We see Zach making out with her in the ball pit, kissing up all over her, going in so hard. And I'm like, Zach, I don't buy your ish for a minute. Leave my girl Amaya alone. You do not like her like that. So leave her alone. But anyway, even Amaya clocks in the confessional, what happened to boundaries? Didn't you just get on me yesterday about boundaries and kissing? And clock it, Amaya, because truly, Zach is a fraud. I need y'all to get Zach out, okay? Because I feel like Alon is going to leave, but I need y'all to get Zach out because it's too much. So Zach said that he crashed out when Austin left the villa, and he chooses to kiss Alandria for the end of the challenge. Alandria's like, well, it's a good thing that he chose me now because that's the only way that he would have actually gotten a kiss from me because I'm not kissing him outside the challenge. And Zach wants to still cap and say that he's onto Alandria and Amaya, but I just don't believe Zach is onto anybody in this villa, personally speaking. So next up, we have Chris and Brian. And Brian, was it Brian? Or Chris. Chris crashed out when he found out that the Love Island bed wasn't big enough, and he does kiss Huda. Taylor and Pepe go together, and Pepe says he crashes out every time someone leaves the villa, so Pepe does choose to kiss Iris. And he says that she is a bad A woman, that she is everything that a man could want. And I'm like, whoa, Pepe, are we missing some conversations between y'all? Because I know we're getting to the end of the competition and we need to kind of get some couples moving. But I'm like, everything you would want in a woman is crazy. When you said the love of your life, Hannah, is still on your mind every day. Anyway, Elon chooses Sierra, and he said he crashed out when he realized Nick was still in the villa. And I was like, me too. So Elon chooses to kiss Iris, and Iris says in the confessional that she preferred the kiss with Pepe. Next up, we have Brian and Huda. They go last. So Brian says, I don't even remember most of his, but he does say, I crashed out when? Psych, I never crashed out. So he chooses to kiss Amaya and they are making out in the ball pit. Again, Brian now he wants to explore Amaya all of a sudden. And I hope it's real. I do not want to see Amaya in the same predicament 4 times in this villa. So I certainly hope that Brian is real and is honest. It's just too early days to actually see what happens. But overall, Amaya says the kiss was a 10 out of 10. So let's get into the post game. Amaya is definitely feeling Brian. She feels like that is the best kiss that she has had in here so far. For Brian, he also feels like he really likes Amaya. He likes the stuff she says. He can handle her personality. So again, if it's real, I'm with it, but I just don't want to see the same thing happen again to Amaya. We also have Pepe. Pepe says that he sees a spark with Iris all of a sudden, and Iris also says that she is open to Pepe. So again, some of these single folks is starting to pair up. So nighttime comes around, Amaya and Zach. So Zach, once again, the switch up is crazy. Zach tries to apologize to Amaya. He says that he knows that he should have pulled her aside and had a conversation with her prior to the game. But from his perspective, he was just looking at it as like, oh, this is a game. I just want to spice things up. He tries to say he really likes her and thinks she's a great person. He really messes with her. All of this different stuff, but Amaya lets us know in the confessional that for her, the romantic spark is over, and I was like, yes, ma'am. Don't fall for that man's BS, because again, he's trying to switch up now that he sees that he was close to the top in a lot of the polls and that you were close to the top. Now all of a sudden he wants to be in a couple with you. I see Zach, and I don't trust people like that. So Amaya does get a little bit emotional again, because at this point she just feels grateful that Zach can accept her for who she is, and even though they're not going to have a romantic spark, she is very grateful that they will have a friendship. So we also have Sierra and Nick, and again, I don't really want to talk about Sierra like that, but they have a conversation where they essentially say right now that even though they are closed off, they are not boyfriend and girlfriend, but they would expect that outside of the villa, they're going to be focused on each other. Next, Chris and Shelly.
As long as we're all good, like, I'm cool. Like, ain't no hard feelings between you and me, ain't no hard feelings between me and him. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take my step back and focus on what I got going on. And I wish y'all the best, you know what I mean?
So they finally have a conversation outside of Casa Amor. They finally have their literal second conversation in the villa. For Shelly, she feels like there was a lot of miscommunication on the stand on business game, so she just wants to get things cleared. For Chris, he says, look, I felt like I was doing a lot and I wasn't really getting that reciprocation, as he's been saying, so he felt like he needed to take a step back. Then the next strike was basically seeing Ace comfort her. At this point, he realized, look, I need to focus on what I got going on. I need to focus on Huda, and that's something that he is interested in. Shelly's like, oh my God, perception is crazy, because for me, I was under the impression that things were cool between us. I thought we still had a connection. None of my feelings had ever changed. So I'm just not sure. I'm like, Shelly girl, but you didn't talk to him. Like, I understand the concept of wanting to be courted and the concept of wanting the guy to show you that he likes you, but at the same time, completely and utterly ignoring a guy, especially when he tried to bring you breakfast, he brought you the pancakes with the flour. It's just not giving that your feelings didn't change. But in either event, they both come to the conclusion that they're not going to continue to pursue each other. They both realize they want to focus on the connections they have. So Shelly's obviously focusing with Ace, and then Chris is focusing with Huda. So I guess they hug it out and the two of them are fine. So Pepe and Iris, once again, they have another conversation. They discuss dating history. Iris says that she's only had 3 boyfriends. They're flirting. I don't know if I'm buying it. I don't know if I'm buying what they're selling. It's just so early. It's so early, but so late. It's early in them talking. The two of them have been in the villa the entire time. And Iris even says, I never thought of Pepe as an option. Pepe was never on the list. I get it. We're at the end of the season and people are trying to link up, and obviously Iris and Pepe were also at the top of the polls. So let's not pretend like those two also didn't realize, damn, we're really popular. Maybe we can link up and people will vote for us. I'm just saying, I'm not buying what a lot of y'all are selling. But anyway, Brian and Amaya, they are the last to talk and they speak in the speakeasy. So they talk a lot about going out and things like that. Amaya admits that she's at a point in her life where she actually doesn't go out that often unless it's for a friend's birthday or some kind of celebration. She says that she's really a person that prefers to be alone. So what else do they talk about in this conversation? So once again, Brian reassures her that, look, all of the things that other people have said in this villa that they think are cons, I think are pros. I can handle you. I can handle everything. Brian claims that the physical chemistry is there and he definitely wants to move at the pace that she wants to move at. So Brian, he's trying to chugga as well. And again, it's just because these connections are happening so fast, it's like you can't tell what's genuine, what's not genuine. I hope it's genuine. But again, with Amaya being at the top like that, I just feel like some of these people is moving kind of mad and moving kind of funny. So we're gonna have to see. But anyways, at this point, they do actually end up kissing.
It just blossomed into something beautiful, you know?
Kissing and kissing, and then she mounts that man and they continue to kiss, and we're gonna have to see where it goes. But ultimately, that is it. That is this episode. It was a lot of like, let's prove to the viewers that we actually have couples. It was a lot of, oh, you are popular and I'm popular too, so let's like but anyway, if you made it to this point of the video, that means you liked the video. So I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider supporting the channel by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. It helps to get the videos out there and it inspires me to keep creating. Thank you guys so much for supporting the videos. Thanks for watching this one with me literally standing up in this hotel room. And I will talk to you guys in my next one. Bye.